Okay, he chose to play. We are not mulliganing because we have a Goblin Piker and we have a burn spell for his Mesmerist, and he mulligan. This is how you win with terrible decks like this. You just keep loose hands, draw perfectly, your opponent's mulligan to Oblivion, you know, the usual. We like to keep this shock for Jace, obviously. That way, even if we're a little ahead on board, we can send a bunch of creatures, hopefully get one through, and then just finish his Planeswalker off with the shock. So we're going to lead with Mountain here because we drew the Hellhound. Even though we have Sorin's Thirst in our deck, Sorin's Thirst is not in our hand, whereas Fiery Hellhound is. So we want to have as many mountains as possible. There is a Distress, which will help us. We're going to play Onyx Mage. If he attacks, we'll just take 2. Next turn, we're going to attack and distress him. See if we can get that Jace out of there before he does anything. If he has Skywinder Drake, we'll distress him and then shock the Drake. Either way, we're not going to have to worry about Jace at the immediate moment. Okay, so we can't even cast the Fiery Hellhound. Let's see what's going on over there. Please have Jace in your hand. Never thought I would say that. And no counterspell. Please have Jace, Memory Adept, and not this Mana Leak you're casting. Daggone it. Cannot pay 3. So he clearly has something high value in there. Could just be like a Gorehorn Minotaurs. So what do I want to do here? I can play around the Minotaurs, or I can play around the Jace. I actually just think I'm going to leave my shock in my hand. I don't want to spend it on a Piker on the off chance he has a Bloodthirst guy. Like, he could have easily Mana Leaked there because he wants to go Mountain and then attack for 2, play the 5/5 Bloodthirst guy, but I mean, there's not really anything I can do about it if he has it. That guy, however, I probably should kill. If he has Jace next turn, he's probably going to leave this back to block anyway. Oh, but I can Active Treason this if it's in play and hit his Jace. Yeah, we're going to let it stick around for now. And draw more of the wrong kind of mana. Alright, well, battle for 2, I guess. It stinks just because Jace is in his deck, so we have to take 5 here, even though he could have any number of horrifyingly bad things. But if he has the 5/5 Bloodthirst, we'll just try to trade our Onyx Mage with it with the Death Touch ability. I'm hoping he doesn't have Jace. The attack kind of makes me feel like he doesn't. So we'll go ahead and get rid of this guy. Hopefully we just draw a mountain here, and then we can start applying some pressure. Does he really have a Flash Freeze, and he's going to use it on shock? I guess that's a thing. Alright, well met. I will bash for 2 and play a flyer. If he doesn't attack this turn, then I will... Oh, he's going to attack with a Piker, but if he doesn't attack with the Drake, trying not to trade it for the flyer, I'm going to Active Treason his flyer and just eat it. So we drew a nice little combo there, and it looks like he's running out of gas. Unless he had that island and drew Jace. Offering the trade. Interesting. I guess he could have like Slaughter Cry, or he could have Fireball. I haven't seen Fireball. He could just be trying to get damage through for a Minotaurs that he drew. It's dangerous, but I think we're just gonna take it. Hopefully he doesn't just Fireball us out. Azure Mage. That's really bad for us. Yeah, tap to draw a card now so that I can steal it with a Distress. That seems pretty good. Okay, So now we can Diabolic Tutor later, but I think for now we have to Act of Treason either his Azure Mage or his Skywinder Drake and sacrifice it. If we Act of Treason the we could also play Bonebreaker Giant and pass, and that would pretty much stop his offense. But it would also open us up to killing him next turn with the Act of Treason on Skywinder Drake Bash. Is that something we want to explore? So we bash for 2, he takes it. We play Bonebreaker Giant. He attacks us back for 3, and then we have to... Yeah, I think we have to take his guy this turn. What does that really get us? Man, I think we screwed up with this Onyx Mage. We should have just traded it off for the Piker, because now we can't not kill this, and we can't not kill that. So, we've already played Shock, so we can't Diabolic Tutor for any more burn. We could Diabolic Tutor for a dragon, but we can't cast it. We basically just have to hope that he has nothing. So, if he has Act of Treason, then the Drake kills us in a couple hits if we don't take it. But if he has that, or if he has any kind of burn. But if he doesn't have those cards, the Azure Mage actually draws him into those cards. So I think we have to take the Azure Mage, bash with that, leave the Onyx Mage back to trade with the Piker with the intent of trading our board for his board and then just trying to get in there with the Bonebreaker Giant. We do have more cards in hand than him, but we are at 6 life, so I mean, you can't have everything. We get to ding him for 2, and he loses his guy. We need him not to have a Shock or a munch on that guy. We need him not to have a Shock or an Act of Treason, especially, well, Act of Treason is basically the same as Shock. And we need him to volunteer to trade his board for ours, and to not have Jace. We need a lot of stuff. If he trades his board for ours, then we can play Bonebreaker Giant, and hopefully that's just better than whatever he has. Now, he doesn't have the burn spell because he would have played it to get the damage through. And then maybe he has like a Slaughter Cry or something. Okay, he's got nothing. Hopefully he just plays Mesmerist and passes the turn. Fireball? Really? Oh, Bonebreaker Giant. Well, I suppose I can't complain too much about that since I am about to play my own. Even though I'm at 6, I definitely like being the guy with the Diabolic Tutor in the top deck war. So we're pretty much dead to Act of Treason or almost any trick. Oh, and he's got Ponder to find it too. Man, what a beating. Top. Oh, it's always top. It's not preordained. Hopefully he didn't find Jace. Oh, he chose not to shuffle. He does have Act of Treason. Oh, Aether Adept. Well, that's actually not lethal this turn. If we draw Sorin's Thirst, it's not lethal next turn. Actually, I take that back. I'm pretty sure it is lethal unless we draw. So what do we have here? We have the Hellhound. What can we Diabolic Tutor for? We can Diabolic Tutor for Doomblade, but then we can't play another creature. We can Diabolic Tutor for Volcanic Dragon. We can't cast. I think we're just dead, but we'll look anyway. Timely Reinforcement's no longer in the deck. Manic Vandal doesn't kill anything. Chandra's Outrage isn't good enough. Flame Blast Dragon is too slow. I don't see anything. Ooh, Elixir of Immortality. Technically buys us a turn because we go to 7 and I think that's the only card in our deck that can actually save us. Next turn, if we draw a mountain, we can cast both our guys and live. So not the worst. Well, actually, that is pretty much the worst. But it's better than scooping. So let's turn that frown upside down. Alright. And F6. We need to draw a mountain, actually. We need to draw one of our mountains. We just shuffled in a bunch of non-mountain cards. Yeah. Oh, Soren's Thirst would do it as well. Oh, not anymore. Now we're actually just cold. We play Bonebreaker Giant, and well, we drew the mountain, but he drew gas as well. So, alright. Well, he had a lot of good stuff. And maybe we played around Jace too much, but I don't think we had a whole lot of a choice. We definitely took too much damage off this guy. We should have just killed it and said, like, if he draws Jace, he draws it, but we're not going to let him beat us with a card he doesn't have in his hand yet. So lesson learned. We'll be back for round 3.